Hi everybody, welcome to Espace News, the summary of space this week 35 starting on the 27th of August includes many launches from all over the world, one in particular going to the moon. We'll talk about Starbase and we'll talk about also SpaceX being involved in a lawsuit with the American DOJ. I would also show you some wonderful pictures from the James Webb Space Telescope, as well as the first images from the Euclid Space Telescope from ESA. On the 27th of August, the first launch of the week, SpaceX successfully sent 22 satellites, Starlink Group 6.11, from Cape Canaveral Slick 40 in Florida into LEO. And that was on board of a Falcon 9 Block 5. The first stage actually landed in the Atlantic Ocean on the drone ship Just Read the Instructions, and that was its third launch. On the 31st of August, China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation launches 3 reconnaissance satellites Yaogan 39 Group 1 into low Earth orbit from their Long March 2D out of Xichang Satellite Launch Center in China. And by the way, this is the 485th rocket launch of a Long March. November 1st, SpaceX launched 22 Starlink V2 mini satellites for his mission Group 613 to low Earth orbit from Cape Canaveral Space Launch Complex 40 in Florida. The booster landed on the drone ship A Shortfall of Gravitas, which was 643 kilometers away, and that was the 7th flight for that booster. These satellites weighed 17.6 tons, and that was the 62nd launch of the year for SpaceX Falcon 9 alone. Mentioning that SpaceX sent into space a Crew Dragon number 7, towards the ISS, and which you may know it's 400 kilometers high, and the capsule was about to take 15 hours to get there. Well, today I just want to remind you who are they and show you the approach and the docking. 3 astronauts and 1 cosmonaut. So you have Jasmine Mobelli, the commander of the Crew-7, Andreas Mogensen, the pilot. Then we have the mission specialist number 1 from JAXA, Satoshi Furukawa, and the mission specialist from Roscosmos, Konstantin Borisov. So this is the approach that they are using to be going to the International Space Station in a really safe fashion, because bear in mind those 2 vehicles are going at a speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour. So that's not a mean feat, Mach 28, something like that. And at 400 kilometers high, and they just make sure that there is nothing wrong happening. So right now, if you were to see outside the capsule, you would see an awful lot of thrusters puffing little air, I believe, in order to orientate and control the position in 3-dimensional of the capsule and the speed, so that they can follow this particular zone. And you could see earlier the trajectory is really odd, but that's to make sure they are fully in control, and if something goes wrong, it doesn't go towards the ISS. So this is absolutely amazing pictures, and bear in mind this is at a speed of 28,000 kilometers an hour. So that's quite remarkable. So this is a speck in the ocean, and the quality of the camera, I must say, is amazing. So the guys inside the capsule are playing up with a tactile touchscreen to see what's going on, but actually the ship is very autonomous, so they're just there as a fallback solution, but they're pretty much helping, checking what's going on. So this is right the docking station where they're just going to arrive, and the approach is very, very smooth again, because now they are at right synchronized, same speed, 28,000 kilometers an hour, the same altitude, and they're just going sideways towards the ISS in the right direction, meaning the top of the capsule is going horizontal towards the ISS. So there you go, docking approaching, all totally autonomous. And then after that you have, I think, 12 little prongs coming to secure the two areas together and have an airtight seal. Interesting development is regarding Department of Justice in America, which are suing SpaceX for only employing candidates who are either American or have got the green card during the period of September 2018 and May 2022. And allegedly, SpaceX did not follow the immigration and nationality law by rejecting immigrants and refugees for applying into a SpaceX position. So the response of SpaceX was that during all these years, SpaceX was constrained to refuse employment to these people because of ITAR, the International Traffic in Arms Regulation laws. So do me if you do, do me if you don't, basically. However, the interesting development as well came from Alex Tabarrok, professor in economics at George Mason University, who mentioned on X and that who else is doing the same as SpaceX. It just happens to be the Department of Justice. So the screen dump you see is an extract of or the link to what the DOJ are doing, and this was retweeted by SpaceX and by Elon Musk to the Department of Justice, unsurprisingly. Look at that picture, it's absolutely gorgeous, very artistic, you could say. Well, actually, the colors are actually nothing to do with what the James Webb telescope is picking up. Well, actually, the color is actually artificial. So the near-infrared camera of the James Webb telescope is giving us just a monochromatic, but they are able to convert, or they have converted in a way, the hot colors by what you see in the center of the picture, the bluish, greenish, and the cooler color on the outside, so the reddish, contrary to what we thought. But nevertheless, this is basically in the center a dead planet, and the explosion that has happened has created a diffusion of hydrogen, but also oxygen, and basically this is going to be the onset of a new set of planets. This is the ingredient to create a new planet. All the particles will be combined together to form a new planet. So that's quite an amazing sight. So the Euclid telescope has been taking its first pictures during its commission phase, and you can see examples here, and quite stunning, of course. So just to remind you, what is the Euclid? It's a ESA satellite designed to check dark matter and dark energy in the universe. The interesting thing is that it's going around the L2 Lagrange trajectory. Why? Because it goes around the Earth effectively, but always trying to be hidden by the sun from the Earth in order for the instrument to not be blinded by the sunlight. So that's why the L2 Lagrange point. Stock space is progressing at a rapid pace. So if you remember, their second stage was all reusable and was made of aerospace engine. And lately they have shown their latest prototype, which they call Hopper2, very much like SpaceX did for their Starship at Starbase. Today I wanted to do a little European information. So Andreas Mogensen, as you know, who is on board of the ISS, has now started his Hagen mission. The mission will take place around the next 6 months and will conduct 30 European experiments and demonstration of various different technologies ranging from climate to health for space research on humankind on Earth. So it's around mid-September that the current expedition number 69 will end, and the one who just arrived, number 70, will begin. At that point in time, Andreas will take over the commandership of the station from Commander Sergei Prokopiev. And by the way, this is the first time, or in fact, this is the longest time, 5 months or thereabout, that a European astronaut would have had the commandership of the ISS. This week, we also saw the demolition of the temporary tent number 1, as well as the mid-bay. This mid-bay was actually used to prepare the parts of the Starship and boosters, which are then put together on the high bay or mega bay. Now, all of that are being done in high bay and mega bays. We also saw the installation of stairs inside in the corner of the mega bay number 2. The Starship number 25, the one that is expected to fly with booster 9, is having its last tiles being added where the attachment points were located. Those tiles being the TPS, and the booster number 12 was actually observed being mated with his last part. So now we have a fully assembled booster 12. That was your week in space and related space topics. Please do not hesitate to click the subscribe button and select all notifications to be informed of the latest videos. Next week I will emphasize more on Starbase and lunar Martian base preparation. So thank you very much for your loyalty. I'm Christophe Paget for your channel All About Space. See you next week. Goodbye.